You're welcome to Safety Time Out with Madam Safety, and in this video I'll be doing the rounding up of the series, the basic principles of child safety. One thing I've been able to establish with this series is for every action there is a reaction. So it means that if you do the wrong thing, you will get a wrong result. If you do the right thing, you will get the right result. So I've been able to establish that there are 4 categories of the basic principles of child safety, and I've stated the 4. You have policy, people, procedures, and accountability. Policy, people, procedures, and accountability. I've spoken on policy. Policy states simple: when you want to take a decision, make sure that decision is driven by your consciousness of child safety. It's not you don't consider child safety after your decision. You consider child safety before your decision, especially when you have toddlers. So child safety is very important, especially at home, in school, for everyone that has children in their custody. And then I also mentioned people. We need to understand that people in and around the life of every child could tell to a great extent how safe that child will be. Because if people in and around that child do not realize how they can keep that child safe, then it will be a challenge. So people in and around the life of a child must understand child safety. It must be well communicated to them to ensure the safety of that child. Now, I also mentioned procedure, and procedures, I was able to establish the fact that for every activity, everything we do at home, in school, there should be laid down procedures, step-by-step procedures that everyone that is connected one way or the other with that particular activity understands. Everyone connected with that activity has been well communicated to on their part, their role they need to play, and they understand them. If you need to communicate to them in languages they would understand other than English, you do that and ensure that they understand. You ensure that they understand very well. So policy, people, procedures, and then I'm going to be rounding it up on accountability. Accountability is simple. Responsibility. Another word for accountability is responsibility. We need to realize that we are responsible. Children cannot keep themselves safe. Children are prone to adventures. Children will always be children. Children will always take unsafe actions. Children will always take decisions without thinking them through. They are not like adults that think through before we take actions. Children take actions even before they think. Sometimes they don't even think at all. A child is playing in the compound. The ball runs out into the road. Before the child begins to think of going to tell the parents or talk about it, the child runs after the ball without even bothering if a car, an oncoming vehicle is coming either side of the road. The child just wants to run after the ball. That's the way children think. It's more like an impulse. It just happens. So we need to realize that they can't keep themselves safe. We need to keep them safe. We need to educate them. That's where accountability comes in. We need to realize that it is our responsibility to keep them safe. It's the responsibility of the parents, the adults in the life of the child, to keep them safe. We need to ensure strict supervision. We need to realize that they can't keep themselves safe. It is our responsibility. For the parents, even when you have maids, the maids share your responsibility, but a major part of the responsibility still lies on you to ensure the safety of your child. I've seen so many cases where the woman begins to throw the blame at the maid, and here and there. It is your responsibility. The maid is to assist you. There was this particular scenario. A woman took her child to the hospital, and then the doctor complained that the child had lost weight. And then instead of her to sit down and begin to, okay, let me see what I'm going to do, she turned it to the house, to the maid, and she said, okay, what happened? Why did the child, just before everybody, why did this child lose weight? When we get home, I'm going to deal with you. That is wrong. The sole responsibility for the safety of that child and all that has to do with the child lies with the mother. Yes, this maids, they share your responsibility, but the sole responsibility belongs to you, not just the mother, but to the father. We've seen so many cases where the father becomes nonchalant when it comes to the child and just have this feeling that it's just the mother's responsibility. No, you share in the responsibility. The responsibility belongs to both of you. It's not just her responsibility. Yes, the two of you brought the child into this world, so you must share in the responsibility when it has to do with the safety of the child. For the school, don't just throw the blames on the teachers. If something happens in school, it is the school that is the school that will be held responsible. It's not just the teacher. It wouldn't just be about the teacher. If the reputation of the school is at stake, it is not just the teacher's reputation, it is the reputation of the school. So you must ensure, as a proprietor, a proprietress, as the owner of the school, you must ensure safety. You must see it as your sole responsibility. Yes, the teachers will share in this responsibility, but major part of the responsibility belongs to you. So we must realize that and stop throwing blames. Thank you so much for listening, and watch out for so many other videos. And never forget, children will always be children. Thank you so much, and God bless you.